Let us discuss proof by contradiction. Of course, it is also called indirect method. Example 2. Yeah. So here the question is show that yes implies negation of Q, yes R, negation of R, and negation of R by implies Q logically implies negation of P. This is the question. Now, if you observe carefully, this problem we cannot do using direct method. Maybe some problems we can do both using direct method. We can do direct method using CP with the control in the form of implication, and we can do indirect method also. But if we see this particular example, we can do this only with indirect method. Okay, neither direct method nor direct method using CP are possible. Okay, so what is the reason? If we see the reason, see the premises. In the premises, if you observe carefully, there is no preposition P. There is no preposition P. Am I right? Whereas in the conclusion, we have a preposition P. So if you go for a direct method, using this SQR, how you derive P? Use any inference tool, but out of the preposition this SQR, we cannot derive P, right? So therefore, this is a classical example where we must go for a indirect method. There is no alternative at all. Okay. Anyhow, so let us apply the indirect methods. Hope you realize that we can only go for the indirect method for this. We cannot go for the direct method or direct method using CP. Okay, so let us see as per the indirect method. What is step one? Step one is you take the negation of conclusion as extra premise. So here conclusion is negation of P. So negation of negation P becomes P. So therefore extra premise is P. But anyhow, this is not useful at all. Why? Because the remaining premises there is no P and extra premise is P. So obviously we cannot have. But anyhow, this is extra premise. But what are the given premises? S implies negation of Q is one premise. SRR is another premise. Negation of R. And the fourth one is negation of R by implies negation of Q. So these are the four premises. And of course, we have one extra premise, but that is not useful. Okay. Yeah. Now in the step one, what I did is I have taken P2 and P3. Of course, by seeing it, you can easily guess it is law of disjunctive syllogism. So we can argue yes is a valid. Okay, so we are calling this as a conclusion one. So in the next step, I have taken P1, that is S implies negation of Q, and just now we got conclusion yes, right? So I have taken yes. So by law of modus ponens, we can always argue negation of Q is the valid. Okay, P implies Q, P, therefore Q. That is modus ponens, right? So I'm calling this as a conclusion too. Now in the next step, I have taken premise 4. Premise 4 is basically a negation of R by implies Q. And we know that by implies is P by implies Q is logically equivalent to what? P implies Q and Q implies P. So therefore, as per that formula, negation of R by implies Q is logically equivalent to what? It is negation of R implies Q and Q implies negation of R. Okay. Now that P4 I have taken here, so that is negation of R implies Q and Q implies negation of R. Therefore, I can argue negation of R implies Q. Why? Because the law of simplification. So please recollect what is the law of simplification. If P and Q is valid, obviously I can argue P is valid. Of course, I can argue Q is also valid. But in this case, I just want P. So therefore, we are arguing a negation of R implies Q. Okay, law of simplification. Then I have taken that here in the step 5, negation of R implies Q and negation of Q. Negation of Q is C2. See, negation of Q, we got it here. In the step 2, we got negation of Q. So as per law of modus tollens, I can argue R. I can argue R. Okay, now concluding, just now I got R, but there is a premise negation of R. See P3. P3 is negation of R. So by law of conjunction, I derived R and negation of R, which is a contradiction. Okay. So here we can derive any one contradiction statement, but in this example, in this slide, I have shown R and negation of R. You can try with maybe P and negation of P. You can try with Q and negation of Q, or you can try with any expression which is always a contradiction, which is of the form R and negation of R. Okay, so this is how we proved the given premises are inconsistent. So therefore, inconsistent premises can derive anything. So in this example, if you observe carefully, premises, the way the prepositions in the premises and the prepositions in the conclusion, there is no relation. That means what? The given premises, they themselves are inconsistent. So inconsistent premises can derive any other conclusion. Okay, so hence we proved by deriving R and negation of R, we derived we proved that given premises are inconsistent. Thank you.